How's it going, guys? The Mark Weber here, dub them E's. Let's talk about the Houston Texans. So, this is a team that I've said it before, and I'm going to continue saying it. Every time I look at this team, I just like them a little bit more. Let's talk about some defense. Got to get there first. And for a reference, of course, let's say where we were at last year. The Houston Texans were at 9-7, below a couple games below the 11-5 Indianapolis Colts. Since then, some good additions to the team. Kevin Johnson, cornerback out of Wake Forest. Jalen Strong is probably one of my favorites. I think he's going to contribute quite a bit and more than a lot of people expect, a wide receiver. Taken in the third round, too, so that's a good pick there. J.J. Watt, Vince Wilfork, that combination is deadly. And then when you add Jadeveon Clowney and what he should be adding to this team, that's amazing. Then you start adding Brian Cushing, and you just keep going down the list of all these great defensive players. And this defense is even better than they were, a few seasons ago when this was a perennial playoff team. Then, of course, Arian Foster, he's going to be there. But Cecil Shorts, I don't know. Garrett Graham, not 100% sure. DeAndre Hopkins, and then Brian Hoyer or Ryan Mallett. The offense is not really what you're excited about. And Andre Johnson not being here surprises a lot of people, I'm sure. And it's going to be weird to see the Houston Texans not with Andre Johnson. And not because he is injured, just because he's not on this team anymore. So it's interesting to me. I feel like I said it on our the onside kick preview for the AFC South that this is a bunch of wide receiver 2 and wide receiver 3s. More 3s than 2s, actually. You don't really have guys who are going to get 600 yards a season. You have a lot of 400, 500 yarders, even quite a bit of 300 yarders. And when you have Brian Hoyer and Ryan Mallett as the guys who are going to throw to him, unfortunately, that is what hurts and what hinders the Houston Texans, which otherwise could have a great season. So let's talk about that season. The Chiefs, I think you guys can probably win this game against the Chiefs. The Panthers, I'll give you that win. Actually, you know what? Yeah, I'll give you that win. I had to think about it, but I'm going to give that to you. Buccaneers, you can win that one. Falcons, I'm actually going to give that to the Falcons, especially since it is in Atlanta. A loss to the Colts. A win to the Jaguars, of course. Dolphins, that one's kind of a toss-up to me. I can really see it going either way. And I think I'm going to give it to the Houston Texans, but I wouldn't be surprised to see the Miami Dolphins win that one. Tennessee Titans, that's a win. Bengals is a loss. Jets is a win. Saints is a loss. The Bills, probably a win. But that Bills defense is pretty good, especially with Rex Ryan as the head coach, kind of, creating or using his great defensive schemes. So that one might be a loss too, but I'll give it as a win for now. Then the Patriots is a loss. The Colts is a loss again. Win against the Titans, win against the Jaguars. So for the Houston Texans, I'm giving your worst case scenario like an 8 wins. Best case scenario, 10 wins, which is easily going to be going to the wild card. I said before that the Miami Dolphins really need to hope that the Houston Texans aren't that good this year, because the AFC North always beat each other up, but kind of always get in. There's less divisional beating each other up in this division for Houston. Yeah, they're probably going to lose both Colt games, but they're going to sweep Jacksonville and sweep Tennessee. So they don't have that luxury. The Dolphins don't have that luxury that they get for the Bengals, the Steelers, and the Ravens. I fully expect to see the Houston Texans back in the playoffs. And every team in the NFL should be terrified. Every quarterback should be terrified of Clowney, Watt, Wilfork, Cushing, just this horrible, terrifying menace that is the Houston Texans defense. If anything I said, made you upset or made you extremely happy, let me know down below in the comment section. or on Twitter at the Mark Weber. You can follow Most Valuable Podcasts at Most Valuable Pod. And you can also hit that subscribe button so you see what I have to say about the rest of the teams, specifically the Tennessee Titans, and then what Ricky has to say about the Colts and the Jaguars. And right over in this direction, you can see our video for the AFC South. Check out our preview from the Onside Kick podcast. So until next time, when we continue covering every team in the NFL, all 32 of them, we'll see you guys, and go Texans. Hook 'em horns and shit. Don't forget that we started a Patreon page. Go to patreon.com/mostvaluablepodcasts to check out all of our reward options. Remember, you can still get our content for free by subscribing to our YouTube page. But if you want to support us financially, now you can be rewarded for doing so. The link's in the description. What are you waiting for?